My girlfriend texted, "My ex is in town. I'm staying at his hotel to catch up. Don't be insecure." I replied, "Sounds fun." Then I changed the locks, put all her belongings in a storage unit, and texted her the unit's address and the bill. Her catch-up ended the moment her card was declined for the storage fee. I, 32 male, am or I guess was a guy in a pretty standard comfortable relationship. For the last 18 months, my girlfriend Celeste, 29, has been living with me. Key context, it's my apartment. My name is on the lease, my credit check, my deposit. She was just here. She paid her half of the utilities, most of the time, and bought groceries. It worked. Or it did, until Julian came back into the picture. Julian is her ex from college. The one who got away, the artistic soul. The one whose name would come up at parties after her third glass of wine. I always hated hearing about him. He moved away years ago, which I was grateful for. Until last week. I was at my desk, deep in a spreadsheet. I work in data analytics, it's boring, don't ask, when my phone buzzed. It was a text from Celeste. "Celeste, hey, so, wild news. Julian is in town for a few days. He's staying at the Viceroy downtown." I felt that familiar knot in my stomach. I started to type, "Oh, cool. When are you seeing him?" Before I could hit send, a new text came through. "Celeste, he really wants to see me, so I'm just going to stay at his hotel tonight and tomorrow to catch up. It's just easier than him coming here. Don't be insecure." I read that last line, "don't be insecure," about 5 times. It wasn't a request. It was a command. A shield. She was telling me I wasn't allowed to be upset about her sleeping at her ex-boyfriend's hotel. She'd already diagnosed my inevitable reaction as insecurity and dismissed it. I stared at the blinking cursor. I could fight. I could write. Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. And what would happen? I'd be controlling. I'd be toxic. She'd go anyway, and I'd be the bad guy for having a problem with it. She had played this move perfectly. She'd checkmated me. So, I didn't play her game. I started a new one. I typed back one reply. "Meet, sounds fun." She replied almost instantly, "Great. See you in a couple of days, you're the best. XO." I put my phone down. The knot in my stomach was gone. It was replaced by a strange, cold calm. The kind of focus you get when a project at work is on fire and you're the only one who can fix it. She wasn't in a relationship. She was a single woman with a roommate who provided a free crash pad, and she'd just given her roommate notice. I replied, "Cool." Then I got to work. 2:15 p.m. I called Swift Move Logistics. They specialize in discrete, executive-level relocations and removals. I explained I had an occupant who was moving out effective immediately, and I needed an emergency same-day pack-and-hold service. The guy on the phone didn't blink. He just quoted me a price that made my eyes water. "Yes, the emergency weekend rate is fine. $2,800? Understood. Please be here at 4 p.m. 2:20 p.m. I called a 24-hour locksmith. I need a full rekey, high-security locks, front door, deadbolt, and the patio sliders. He said he could be there by 6 p.m. Perfect. 2:25 p.m. I logged into my credit card account. Celeste was an authorized user on my Platinum card. It was just easier for groceries and shared dinners. I clicked her name. Remove authorized user. Click. Report card lost stolen? No, just remove. Her card would cease to function within the hour. 4 p.m. The Swift Move guys showed up. 3 of them, armed with boxes, bubble wrap, and an air of professional detachment. "What's going?" one of them asked. I pointed. "Everything that is demonstrably hers." And so we began. The entire spare bedroom closet, which was her overflow. All 80 pairs of shoes. The bathroom. See that tower of skincare products? All of it. The 12 different shampoos, the weird plant that's dying. Take the whole shower caddy. Her desk, her laptop, her art supplies, her massive, ugly, mustard yellow velvet armchair she couldn't live without. The 30-something plants on the balcony. Yep, all those too. Her side of the bed, her pillows, her clothes. We got to her nightstand. Under it was a memory box. A tacky decoupage thing she'd made in college. I knew Julian's letters were in there. "That too," I said. "Handle it carefully." 5:45 p.m. They were done. The apartment was empty. It echoed. The living room, which had been crammed with her boho chic clutter, suddenly looked twice as big. It smelled like cardboard and clean floors. The crew lead handed me an electronic invoice on a tablet. $2,800. I paid it. He then handed me a printed sheet. "This is your reference number. Your, Occupants' items are being held at our secure facility. They are inventoried and wrapped. She just needs to call this number, provide the reference, and pay the invoice to schedule a delivery to her new address. Or she can pay to have it moved to a long-term storage unit. We'll hold it in our facility for 14 days before storage fees apply. She pays the invoice? But I just paid you. No, sir, you paid the emergency call-out and packing fee. The $2,800 is the release fee for the move and the first month of holding. That's on her. Oh, that was even better. 6:10 p.m., the locksmith arrived, drilled out the old locks, installed new ones. Medico, top of the line. He handed me 4 new, strangely shaped keys. Nobody's picking that, he said. 7 p.m., I sat on the floor of my empty living room. I ordered a large pepperoni pizza. I hadn't realized she'd taken the couch, but apparently she had. Oh well, I picked up my phone. I had 1 new text from her, sent around 5:30 p.m. Celeste, just checked in. The room is gorgeous. Julian says hi? I took a deep breath. I screenshotted her original text. Then I sent my reply. Hey, since you're catching up with Julian, I figured you'd want a fresh start and didn't want your old stuff cluttering up my place. I hired Swift Move Logistics to pack all your belongings, and they're holding them for you. They're a professional pack and hold service. Everything is safe and inventoried. The company is Swift Move. The reference number is 88149. The release fee, which covers the packing and transport, is $2,800. You'll need to pay that fee to them directly to get your items. Also, I had the locks rekeyed for my own security. I've already removed you as an authorized user from my credit card, so make sure you have another way to pay for your hotel and the moving fee. Have a great time. Then I put my phone on Do Not Disturb and took the first bite of pizza. It was delicious. My phone started lighting up on the floor next to me. A call. Celeste, I watched it ring. It stopped. A text. Then another. Then a call. Then another text. It lit up again. Julian. I let that one ring too. I checked the voicemails an hour later. The first one was from Celeste. Pure confusion. Arthur, what is this? This is a joke, right? A really, really bad joke. Call me back now. The second one was also from Celeste. 10 minutes later, the confusion was gone, replaced by pure distilled panic. I called them. I called that moving place. They said they have my stuff. They said it's $2,800. Arthur, are you insane? I don't have that. My laptop is in there. My work laptop. I have a presentation on Monday. You have to call them and release it. This is not funny. The third one was from Julian. He sounded annoyed. Hey man, not sure what's going on, but Celeste is kind of freaking out. Her card got declined at the front desk for the room deposit. She said you canceled it? Look, I'm happy to cover the room, but she's crying about her stuff. Seems like you guys need to talk. Call her. The fourth one was Celeste again. She was no longer panicked. She was feral. You piece of trash. You left me stranded. You stole my property. I'm calling the police. I'm calling the police. I sat back. I'd expected the anger, but the my card got declined at the hotel was just a beautiful, unexpected bonus. The don't be insecure text felt like a lifetime ago. I finished my pizza. The apartment was quiet. It was perfect. Update 1. It's been 72 hours since the text. I'm not sure what I expected, but it wasn't this. The sheer multi-front entitlement assault is something to behold. As predicted, the police showed up. Saturday morning, around 11 a.m. 2 officers, one older, one younger, looking like they'd rather be anywhere else. Sir, are you Arthur? The older one asked. I am. How can I help? We received a call from a Miss Celeste Rayner. She's claiming you've locked her out of her residence and are holding her property hostage for $2,800. I nodded. Please come in, officers. Be careful. The living room is empty, so it echoes. They stepped inside and immediately paused. The place was barren. She lives here? The younger cop asked, looking around. She did, I said. She's an occupant, not on the lease. Here's my lease agreement. I handed him the file. I'm the sole leaseholder. Celeste was my girlfriend. I continued. On Friday, she informed me via text message that she was moving out to stay with her ex-boyfriend at his hotel. I accepted her decision. Here is the text. I handed my phone to the older officer. He read the "Staying at his hotel. Don't be insecure" text. His eyebrow shot up so high it nearly left his forehead. He showed it to his partner, who audibly huffed. So when she said she was moving out, I said, I helped. I hired a professional, bonded moving service, Swift Move Logistics, to pack her belongings and hold them until she could have them delivered to her new address. They are not hostage. They are safe, insured, and waiting for her. She just needs to pay the moving company for their services. And the $2,800? That's the bill from Swift Move, officer. Emergency same-day packing and moving is expensive. I paid the call-out fee. She is responsible for the release fee. It's a civil matter between her and the moving company. I have no financial stake in it. The older cop handed me back my phone. Sir, she also claimed you left her stranded by canceling her credit card. She was an authorized user on my personal account, I explained. When she informed me she was moving in with another man, I removed her from my account. I cannot be financially responsible for her new living arrangement. I believe she's currently staying at the Viceroy with Mr. Julian Thorne. The younger cop was visibly trying not to smile. The older one just sighed. Ma'am, he said into his radio, I've spoken with the resident. He's provided a lease in his name only. He also has a text from you stating you were moving in with another man. Yes, ma'am? He states your property is not stolen. It's being held by a bonded moving company. This is a civil dispute. We cannot force entry. You will have to take him to small claims court for the moving bill if you wish to dispute it. No, ma'am, we are not arresting him. He clicked off his radio. She's unhappy. She's in the lobby of the Viceroy. Apparently they're asking her to pay for the room, and Mr. Thorne has. I blinked. He left? According to her, he had to fly out for an emergency. She's now also being asked to pay for the full hotel bill, which she can't. Look, sir, our hands are tied. This is a civil matter. My advice? Don't engage with her directly. Let the court sort it out. Have a good day. They left. I was absorbing the Julian bounced news when my phone rang. Unknown caller. I let it go to voicemail. It was her mother, Brenda. Arthur, this is Brenda. I am on my way over there. What have you done to my daughter? She is alone in a hotel lobby crying. The police they won't help her. You stole her laptop. You can't do this. She needs that for her job. You are trying to get her fired. This is psychological abuse. I didn't call back. An hour later, my building's intercom buzzed. It was Brenda. Arthur, open this door. I am here to get Celeste's things. I buzzed back. Hello, Brenda. Celeste's things are not here. They are at Swift Move Logistics, reference number 881G49. She needs to pay them $2,800 to schedule a delivery. I am not paying. You can't. This is theft. I am calling the police. They've already been here, Brenda. They agreed it's a civil matter. Please leave, or I'll call security for trespassing. I heard a shriek of pure rage through the small speaker. Then silence. The dirty trick I was waiting for came this morning, Monday. A call from my building manager, Tom. Hey, Arthur, got a weird one. I just got off the phone with a very irate woman named Brenda, claiming to be your mother-in-law. She said you have a severe pest infestation and that you illegally disposed of hazardous materials by putting another tenant's property in the hallway. I closed my eyes. Tom, hi. That is a complete fabrication. My ex-girlfriend moved out on Friday. Her mother is upset about it. There are no pests. There is no property in the hallway. She is, and I'm sorry to say this, lying to try and get me in trouble. Tom sighed. He's a good guy. He's seen a lot. Yeah, that's what it sounded like. A pest infestation reported on a Monday morning after a weekend breakup? Classic. Look, I have to log the complaint, but don't worry. Just try to keep the drama down. They're not just angry. They're trying to make me homeless. They're trying to get me fired. All because I took Celeste at her word. All because I refused to be insecure. This is far from over. I've already forwarded the texts and the police report number to a lawyer, just in case. Update 2. The past week has been an education in weaponized incompetence and familial delusion. The entitlement tour has officially brought in reinforcements. After Brenda's failed attempt to have me evicted for a phantom pest invasion, Celeste's sister, Diana, entered the fray. Diana is the smart one. The one with a paralegal certificate, who thinks she's a managing partner at a top law firm. She didn't call. She showed up. I was coming home from a grocery run. It's amazing how much less I spend when I'm not paying for two. And she was standing by my front door, tapping her foot, holding a file folder like it was a weapon. Arthur, she said. No hello. You're being served. She tried to shove the folder at my chest. I just sidestepped and put my key in the lock. I'm not accepting any service from you, Diana. You're not a process server. Please get away from my door. It's a cease and desist and a formal demand for the immediate, unconditional release of Celeste's property. What you've done is called conversion, and it's a felony. You have 24 hours to release her property and pay her $5,000 in damages for emotional distress and potential loss of income, or we'll be filing. I turned to look at her. I wasn't angry, I was tired. Diana, I haven't converted anything. Her property is safe. She knows the reference number. She just has to pay the moving company. This is a civil matter that she created. She can't pay a bill for a service she never authorized. You're holding her work laptop hostage. She was fired this morning, Arthur. Fired all because she couldn't access her presentation. I paused. I genuinely hadn't expected that. She was fired? Wow, that's unfortunate. Unfortunate? That's what you call it? You did this. You planned this to ruin her. No, Celeste did this, I said, my voice hardening. She's the one who decided to check into a hotel with her ex-boyfriend. She's the one who's apparently so financially unstable that a $2,800 bill, a bill she incurred with her actions, and the loss of my credit card was enough to derail her entire life. She was living on a wire, and Julian was the scissors. I just declined to be the safety net. And the laptop, what about that? You knew she needed it for work. She's a 29-year-old woman. If her entire career exists on one laptop with zero cloud backups, that's her own reckless planning. I'm not her IT department. Diana was vibrating with rage. You'll be hearing from our lawyer. Great, here's my lawyer's card, I said, handing her one. You can have your actual lawyer send his actual letter to him. Now, please leave, you're trespassing. She snatched the card and stormed off, but not before screaming, She's at my place now, you monster. She has nothing. She's sleeping on an air mattress. I hope you're happy. I'm sleeping on the floor, I called after her. She took the couch. The next day, my lawyer did get a letter. It was a work of art, a rambling typo-filled screed from some budget lawyer. Diana must have found on a billboard. It demanded the $5,000, the release of the items, and for me to pay Celeste's hotel bill from the Viceroy. My lawyer, a man who lives for this stuff, sent a one-paragraph reply. Mr. Budget Lawyer, my client, Mr. My last name, is the sole leaseholder of his residence. Your client, Miss Rayner, was an occupant at will who terminated her residency via text message, on date, to cohabitate with another man. My client procured a bonded moving service to secure her abandoned property. The property is available to her upon payment to Swift Move Logistics, Ref. 81-G-49. Any claim of conversion or distress is frivolous. Should you proceed, my client will vigorously countersue for all legal fees as well as for the $1,250 in outstanding utility payments Miss Rayner failed to pay over the last 18 months. Govern yourself accordingly. We never heard from that lawyer again. But the real revenge wasn't even my doing. It was the natural, logical consequence of their own desperation. My phone rang last night. It was my mutual friend, Mark. Dude, he said, sounding weird. You're not gonna believe this. Are you sitting down? I'm on the floor, Mark. What's up? So you know Celeste's memory box? My blood ran cold. The tacky one? Yeah. Don't tell me they're claiming I stole something from it. No. Worse, or better, I don't know. Celeste apparently convinced her grandmother, her sweet, 80-year-old Nana, that you had stolen this priceless, irreplaceable family heirloom. This box. She said her own mother's ashes were in it. What? I stood up. That's insane. Her mother is Brenda. She's alive. She was at my door. I know. But the Nana didn't. The Nana, bless her heart, heard stolen ashes and hostage, and she paid the $2,800 to Swift Move to get the box back. I was speechless. She scammed her own grandmother? Yep. The whole family, Brenda, Diana, Celeste, drove over to the Swift Move facility with the Nana, paid the bill, got the U-Haul, and took all her stuff to Diana's garage. The Nana was apparently demanding to see the ashes. Celeste had a full-on meltdown, crying, saying she couldn't bear to look at them. It was a whole production. So, she got her stuff, I said, feeling weirdly deflated. Oh, she got her stuff, Mark said, and I could hear him grinning. But here's the kicker. You know that big, expensive art portfolio she was always so proud of? The one she was going to use to apply for her master's? Yeah? Well, Swift Move is professional, but they're not art handlers. They packed it perfectly. Wrapped the whole leather case in about 50 feet of bubble wrap, but they didn't, put glassine paper between each individual charcoal drawing inside the portfolio. I winced. Oh no. Oh yes. When Celeste finally unwrapped it at Diana's, she opened it, and all 20 of her masterpieces had rubbed together for a week in a non-climate-controlled warehouse. It's just a box full of gray, smudged paper, completely destroyed. Mark said Diana told him Celeste just stared at it for a full minute and then made a sound like a dying animal. So, she got her stuff, but she had to defraud her grandmother and lost her entire career in the process. The $2,800 was paid. She has her ruined art. She has her laptop, which got her fired anyway. She's sleeping on an air mattress at her sister's, and her whole family is now in on the lie. Julian is of course gone. Blocked her on all platforms. I can't even feel victorious. I just feel clean. Final update. It's been about a month. The silence on my end has been absolute. I blocked Celeste, Brenda, Diana, and even the Nana's number just in case. The drama, however, continued to curdle, and I got the final report from Mark, who has now been officially designated as our friend group's Swiss attach. Apparently the scamming the Nana fallout was nuclear. The Nana is not, as it turns out, a frail old woman. She's a sharp-as-a-tack matriarch who, after rescuing the ashes, wanted to see them. When Celeste kept putting it off, the Nana got suspicious. She went to the memory box herself, opened it, and found old college photos, dried-up corsages, and letters from Julian. No ashes. She confronted Brenda, who folded like cheap laundry. The whole story came out: the text, the hotel, Julian, the lie about me, the lie about the ashes. The Nana was, and I quote Mark, apoplectic. She demanded her $2,800 back from Brenda and Celeste. Instantly. This, of course, caused a massive war between Brenda, who has no money, and Diana, who's now furious at Celeste for dragging her into a financial and legal mess. Celeste, in her desperation, did one last pathetic thing. She texted me from a friend's phone. "Arthur, I know you hate me. I deserve it. But my Nana she's threatening to tell my whole family. My aunts, my uncles, everyone. She wants her $2,800. I don't have it. I lost my job. I have nothing. Please, Arthur, I'm begging you. Just tell her it was a misunderstanding. Tell her you did have the box. Please. I'll pay you back, I swear. $100 a month. Please don't let her ruin me." I stared at the text. She wasn't sorry for cheating. She wasn't sorry for lying. She was sorry she got caught and was about to face a social consequence. I took a screenshot of her text and sent it to one person, the Nana. Mark had supplied the number. My only message was, "I believe this belongs to you. I have never met you. I never had your granddaughter's ashes, and I wish you all the best in retrieving your $2,800. Please do not contact me again." That, as they say, was that. The Nana apparently called a full family intervention. Celeste was forced to stand in front of her aunts, uncles, and Brenda and confess the entire thing. The cheating, the lies, the fraud. She is now a pariah in her own family. Brenda and Diana are on the hook for the Nana's money. Celeste is still unemployed and living in Diana's garage. She got demoted from the air mattress, while she applies for retail jobs. As for me, I bought a new couch. A really nice, dark gray leather one. I bought a new mattress. I signed up for a data science certification course I'd been putting off. My apartment is quiet, clean, and 100% mine. I didn't have to get her fired. I didn't have to launch a smear campaign. I didn't have to do anything but get out of the way. Celeste built her entire life on the assumption that I would always be the secure one, that I would be the safety net who would absorb her catching up and her insecurities and pay the bill. The moment I refused to be that guy, her entire fragile world collapsed. It wasn't a revenge. It was just gravity. She played a stupid, entitled game, and the consequences were real. I just replied, "Sounds fun," and let them happen.